Welcome back to the wonderful world of words with me, Mrs. Morrison, here in Edinburgh in Scotland. I've heard a few people sending me messages this week saying that through the lessons that we've been doing together, I'm changing the way that they're thinking about words. And that's very exciting for me to consider that people are actually thinking about the words, thinking about the way they're built and thinking about the history of them, and most importantly thinking about the meaning of words. So let's get started with this week's adventures into words. And the first one that we're going to do is I'd like you to have a try at building a word web with the base word friend in it. And the word friend comes from an Old English word which means loving, and a lot of children have struggled, that I have taught over the years, have struggled to spell friend because you can't hear the I in the word. But when you explain to them the history of the word and that it's linked to the goddess of love, Frigg, that we spoke about last week, related to the days of the week, the day Friday, which was named after her. And because she was the goddess of love and affection, you can see the connection with a friend, someone who you would have affection for. So that's the reason why the historical connection between the words that is retained there. So if you can add any prefixes, suffixes, or build some compound words with the word friend in them, then see how many you can find. So if you want to pause and have a try at that word web, then you can pause the video now. If you want something a little bit more challenging, then have a try at building another word web with the base element struct, coming from the Latin structus, meaning to build. So again, adding prefixes before, adding suffixes after. This is quite a rich base element, and you should be able to create definitely more than 30 words. See how you get on. I haven't actually finished mine yet, I just got started with it today, and I'll continue and see how many we can create together. So the base element struct. And round two, an interesting word. You could immediately would realise it's from French, portmanteau, and it comes from porter to carry, and manteau being a cloak in French. And these words, there's a very boring word for it, and it's just blends. It just means two words where a little bit of one and a little bit of another have been put together to create a new word. There aren't very many of them, but it's interesting to have a little think about which two words these words have come from. So I've done the first one for you, that a motel, it comes from a little bit of motor and hotel. So motel has come together with little bits of it. So where do you think these words have come from? Smog, there are two words that have come together. Brunch, ginormous, heliport, breathalyze, chortle, moped, and flurry. So take your time, have a little look at these and see what two words have come together as portmanteau words and what they should be related, of course, in the meaning. Okay, and round three. This is a phrase that I often used to say in my classes when I was teaching in Dubai and in Kuala Lumpur. I would tell the children, give them a bit of a challenge and say that I had a lot of money in my back pocket that I would give to anybody who could prove me wrong with this. And boy did they try. So the phrase was that there is no complete English word that ends in an I except I itself. And some children got very excited and came running in that after they had gone out to play and came straight back in, we've thought of one, and it was hi. They were very disappointed when I told them that actually it's an abbreviation for hello and an exclamation to get attention, so not actually a complete English word. They also found lots more that they were very excited to tell me, but I'm very glad to say at the end of the lessons or the end of the week I still had the money in my pocket. But can you prove me wrong with that one? And lastly, just an interesting little question. Why are hamburgers so called when they aren't made of ham? They're made of beef. Can you work out the reason for that? Why are hamburgers so called? And once you've discovered that, can you find any other words that fall into this category? So I hope you've enjoyed the word challenges for this week, and you can get in touch with me. You can take photographs of your answers and just pop them down, send them to me on an email. You don't need to write it out, just take a quick photograph and send it to me, and that would be great. It's at, I'm just trying to think of my email, diy.words@gmail.com. So send me these, and I look forward to recording all of the responses and what I have discovered as well, and I'll record that on Friday. So good luck with your challenges. Speak soon.